Good morning, YouTube. It's your girl, Sasha Hayes. My hair looks really crazy right now because I just woke up. But I thought I would make this video. So, I want to talk about the illusion of intimacy that social media provides us with. And it's very, very fascinating. Shout out to all my academic nerds out there, UCL gang. I think social media is so fascinating. The internet has changed every facet of human existence, from shopping to music to movies to relationships. And when it comes to interpersonal relationships, that's when it's important to analyze and to evaluate, like, okay, so let's get into it. Social media apps are social in the sense that you can now connect with anybody virtually and also in real life. Before, when you met somebody, max you could get is their telephone number. Let's go even further back in history. Okay, a letter, their address, right? There was a distance between people. And I think when you have that distance, you don't really have access to them and who they are and what they like immediately. Maybe, I don't know. And I wish, if there are studies done on this, please do comment down below, send them to me. I think that distance and that effort would make people nurture connections a little bit more. And I'm getting into why I think this. When you have a larger surface area to meet people, when I can walk down the street and talk to 6 girls and be like, hey, do you want to be my friend? Here's my Instagram. Okay, I get their Instagram or whatever. Hey, do you want to be my boyfriend? Here's my, whatever it is. I can evaluate their Instagram, right? Okay, they listen to Kanye, they listen to this, they listen to that. Okay, they're wearing these clothes. Gen Z, specifically for Gen Z, Gen Alpha, people who were born in the age of the internet. If you're a millennial, also please tell me your opinion, or whatever generation you're from. I would really love to hear this, because this is very specific to Gen Z, I think. You can tell based on what they consume whether you want to be friends with this person. And that's very strange. I don't think there's ever been a period in history where people have been able to make a decision like that. Right? I mean, it's one thing to want to be somebody's friend based on a mutual hobby. Okay, they really like to dance. I like to dance. We met at a dance class. Boom. That makes sense. And it's another thing to be like, oh, I love their aesthetic. I love this edgy boy. That also makes sense. You feel that you have similar online personas or aesthetics or whatever. But it's very interesting that people think we think we know each other simply because of what we see online. It's like people forget that that's fake. Like a lot of people who are on my Instagram, when they meet me in real life, I mean, they assume that they know me simply because I post a lot of my life because I like posting my life. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you know me. The same way. So it's this kind of thing of when parasocial relationships, which are specifically, I think, mostly reserved for celebrities or people who have a large platform, I think it actually trickles down into people, into just everyday people. We start to build an idea of who we think people are based on what they consume and based on what they post and based upon how they show up on the online world. And that's very interesting, because if the online world is something that we all accept is for the most part fake and is constructed in the sense that you're deciding what caption, you're deciding what song, everything that you're doing, it's very tailored. It can be tailored for your own creative expression, that's great, but it's still constructed in some way. Like a piece of art. When I'm making a record, I'm deciding what chords, I'm deciding what lyrics, right? You're creating something, which is great. It just becomes interesting how something that you create and something that is actually just out of your control a lot of the time, which is real life, how you feel and what you're doing, and okay, I got into a fight with my mom, or the more intimate parts of your life that you may not necessarily show online. It's very interesting how those things have started to intersect. It's very fascinating when parasocial relationships trickle down into individuals who are not even famous. Because it's like, wow, I'm really just like fascinated by what the future of human relationships are going to be. Especially when everybody seems to think that they have so many options. Because the surface area has increased a lot, right? You can consume anybody's life. A girl I met at a club, I can see, okay, she went on holiday with her dad, she did this, she ate that, she whatever. I could be friends with her. I could. The level of coulds has increased a lot. You could be friends with a lot of people. So you think that by nature you're very social. Or, wow, I have 2,000 followers. Or, wow. But that doesn't necessarily... How many times, maybe it's just my experience, but how many times do we actually nurture those friendships into something that's deeper? And same with relationships. When you have these dating apps, it feels like there's a surplus. There's so many humans on this planet. And you probably will have more connections with other people when one ends and all those kind of things. But does it influence how we value our relationships when it's very easy to make decisions? That's just something to think about, I think. I hope you got something out of this video. Oh my god, I think I need another coffee. Thanks. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know down below, what are your thoughts on social media, intimacy, parasocial relationships, and the future of human relationships? Do you think that there is a surplus of people you can connect with now because of the internet? Are those connections just as valid when they're online? I mean, a lot of people will say yes because they have internet best friends and then they meet those best friends. So it's very interesting. Like, do you guys ever deep how crazy the world is? If you go back how many years ago and you told someone in history that and actually, sorry, I know I said the video was over, but I thought of another point. AI. People like the movie Her. I've been seeing reels of girls who are not dating, but who are talking to AI chatbots. And then the comments are of women being like, oh my god, yeah, he talks better than my boyfriend, or what. Can you imagine, like, a fictional movie, Her, 10 years from now, let's say 20 years, 30 years from now, if humans stop getting into relationships with each other, if we start saying, oh, boundaries, I need boundaries, I need my space, I need da-da-da, if we start being so, we want the perfect man, we want the perfect woman, that, like, we just stop going for humans because humans are flawed. Oh my god, that's scary, but, like, wow. I don't know, it's interesting. It's very interesting. If you told somebody back in history that, like, yeah, people are going to be texting in some ether and forming emotional connections, talking stages. If you explain that to somebody in history, everything about the modern world everything about everything is actually very crazy when you boil it down to the first principle. I sound like Elon Musk, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you did, and let me know your thoughts.